Nick Miles has spoken about his departure from Emmerdale, just hours after his character met a tragic end in dramatic scenes. The 63-year-old actor had portrayed Jimmy King on the long-running soap since 2004, but his time on the Yorkshire-based drama came to an end during Thursday evening's episode. In recent episodes, viewers had seen Jimmy and his wife Nicola making plans for their future together, including preparations to renew their wedding vows. However, Jimmy had kept his financial difficulties hidden from Nicola. Their plans were suddenly shattered when Jimmy's vehicle crashed into the wedding marquee, where Joe Tate and Dawn Taylor were sharing an emotional conversation. The exact reason behind the deadly collision has not yet been revealed, but Nick has now discussed his unexpected exit. When Nicola Wheeler, who plays his on-screen wife, asked him in a video shared on Emmerdale's official Instagram account why Jimmy had to be killed off, the actor explained that the storyline had a powerful emotional impact. Nicola remained by Jimmy's side during his final moments, reassuring him of her love while holding his hand as he pictured the couple renewing their vows. After Jimmy died, Nicola was left devastated and ran from the marquee shortly before it erupted in flames. The heartbreaking sequence began when Nicola rushed into the marquee and discovered that her husband was seriously injured. It quickly became apparent that Jimmy's condition was critical and that he might not survive. Despite his injuries, Jimmy expressed his love for Nicola before sadly passing away inside the crashed vehicle. Shortly afterwards, the wedding marquee appeared to be on the verge of catching fire, adding even more drama to the shocking scenes. The unexpected death left many Emmerdale viewers upset, with fans taking to social media to share their disappointment. One viewer wrote that Jimmy deserved better, while another admitted they were still emotional after watching the episode and praised the cast for their performances. A third fan said they simply could not get over what had happened and revealed that the scenes had left them in tears. Other viewers also expressed their frustration over the decision to write Jimmy out of the soap. One fan said they hated seeing the character being removed from the show, while another argued that he deserved a much bigger and more memorable exit. Someone else accused the show of treating the character unfairly. Several more fans admitted they were stunned that such a long-standing character was being written out. One viewer even described themselves as fuming, pointing out how long Jimmy had been an important part of the soap. Emmerdale delivers dramatic Joe Tate cliffhanger. Could he be dead? Emmerdale has left viewers questioning Joe Tate's fate after his wedding to Dawn Fletcher descended into chaos when Jimmy King's car smashed into the marquee. The ITV soap featured a terrifying accident in which Jimmy lost control of his vehicle before crashing directly into the wedding marquee, leaving Dawn and Joe trapped inside. The couple had seemingly repaired their relationship after Dawn had planned to run away with her former partner Billy Fletcher and abandon Joe as part of Caleb Milligan's cruel scheme. However, the devastating crash has now left Joe fighting for his life. During the episode, Dawn noticed Jimmy inside the car and attempted to communicate with him. She explained that the marquee had collapsed around her and that she was struggling to find a way out, while Jimmy told her to follow the sound of his voice. Dawn eventually managed to get to her feet and checked on Jimmy, quickly realizing that his injuries were extremely serious. At the same time, Joe was unable to move because several fallen poles had pinned him down, prompting Dawn to hurry over and make sure he was still okay. Joe admitted to his fiancée that the disaster was certainly not how he had pictured their wedding day. Dawn confessed that she had made a terrible mistake and was desperate to show Joe that her feelings for him were genuine. She promised that she would remain by his side, but Joe desperately wanted Dawn and their unborn child to get away from the dangerous scene. Joe told Dawn that he had forgiven her and begged her to leave if she truly loved him. He insisted that she and the baby needed to survive. Elsewhere, Nicola King arrived at the crash site and discovered Jimmy seriously injured inside his vehicle. She immediately contacted the emergency services, but it soon became obvious that Jimmy was running out of time. After sharing an emotional declaration of love with Nicola, Jimmy sadly passed away as she stayed beside him. The situation became even more dangerous when fuel began leaking from Jimmy's vehicle, while exposed electrical cables from the damaged marquee started creating sparks, raising fears that the entire structure could explode. Joe warned Dawn that remaining inside would put both her and the baby in danger. He urged her to escape, adding that at least he would have left something good behind in the world. Dawn told Joe that she loved him before kissing him while he remained trapped beneath the wreckage. She then reluctantly moved away and encouraged the devastated Nicola to leave the marquee with her. As more residents reached the scene and an ambulance was still on its way, Dawn and Nicola managed to escape the marquee just moments before it exploded. However, Joe was still trapped inside when the blast occurred, leaving viewers wondering whether he managed to survive. The ongoing conflict between Joe and Caleb is also expected to remain an important storyline, with their bitter feud showing no signs of ending. The rivalry has continued to intensify, and the events surrounding the wedding appear likely to widen the divide between the two men even further. The feud is expected to remain one of the soap's major storylines, continuing throughout the rest of the year and into the following year. Although the dramatic explosion could potentially be designed to mislead viewers, fans will have to keep watching to discover whether Joe survives the devastating blast. Emmerdale teases DS Ramsden flashback as hidden truths come to light. Emmerdale viewers are set to receive some long-awaited answers next week, as questions continue to surround DS Thea Ramsden's secret motives. The ITV soap has already confirmed that Ramsden and Serena Sugden are secretly working together in an attempt to take down the Tate family, although their real reasons for doing so have yet to be explained. Now further twists are expected, as DS Ramsden continues to misuse her authority as a police officer while secretly carrying out her own plans. In upcoming scenes, Ramsden opens up to Serena and reveals another part of her scheme. Serena is shocked by what she hears from her friend, raising the possibility that she could begin questioning whether becoming involved in Ramsden's plans was the right decision. Serena has always been portrayed as someone who cares deeply about the people close to her and is willing to support her friends. However, she could find herself in trouble once again, especially after previously losing the trust of her family because of secrets she kept. As the storyline develops, Serena's involvement with Ramsden could put her in a situation where the mistakes of her past begin to repeat themselves. Later, Ramsden takes control of a police interview following the dramatic events that unfolded during Dawn Fletcher and Joe Tate's wedding day. While questioning one of the villagers, Ramsden appears to take an unsettling amount of satisfaction from watching the person opposite her struggle emotionally. It is during this interrogation that viewers will be shown an important flashback. Very few details about the sequence have been revealed, but the flashback is expected to expose information that could completely change how viewers understand Ramsden and Serena's relationship. Meanwhile, newcomer Casey Al-Shaksi, who plays Serena, has previously discussed the difficult position her character finds herself in while carrying out Ramsden's instructions. Viewers have already watched Serena secretly investigating matters at Home Farm as she attempts to assist Ramsden with her mysterious mission to collect valuable information. Casey explained that Serena is not the person who decided that their connection should remain hidden. Instead, Ramsden has insisted that nobody must discover the truth about their relationship. Keeping such a major secret has made Serena's situation increasingly complicated, and tensions between the two women are expected to grow as Serena struggles with the consequences of becoming involved in Ramsden's plans. Their partnership could face several challenges ahead, particularly as Serena finds herself caught between her loyalty to Ramsden and the growing doubts surrounding the mysterious operation. Emmerdale is broadcast on ITV1 every weeknight at 8 p.m, with episodes available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.